Hey everybody, how's it going? It is Dunbar Snackbar. It's time for some more MLB The Show 20 gameplay and Road to the Show with Roberto De La Rosa. This starting pitcher is on fire, and I'm not just talking from the standpoint of in-game where you're doing really well and you get the boost attributes, but I mean he's just been dominating absolutely everything that he's been thrown up against. Basically, we have yet to get a loss. I mean, yes, I've gotten no decisions, but it's either a win or a no decision at this point, which is awesome. But if there's a team that I would be okay with destroying me, it's going to be the Midland Rockhounds, who is the AA affiliate for the Oakland Athletics. What I've done over the past few years, even when I'm not posting, I've gone ahead and made like a road to the show that is just me, basically. So I create myself and put myself on the Oakland Athletics. I don't know if that surprises some people because I make all these wild and crazy named players and stuff. But when I'm playing just for me, I put me in there. So I played as Midland quite a bit, and it is kind of weird going up against them, but we'll destroy them. I mean, I'm not going to lose to them or anything. It's just I would be okay if they ended up beating me. 0-2 pitch right here from Roberto, and it's going to be strike 3. We've really seen the strikeout over 9 innings increase over the outset of this particular series, just because of how many that we have seen from him. Now, Roberto is leading in strikeouts. I think he's up there with wins. But ERA, he might be first or second. I mean, just the total amount of stats and where he's leading the league, it has been absolutely awesome. And it's stuff like that that makes me feel like we're going to be seeing a change here pretty soon. Going up to AAA will be nice, a different change of pace, and a more difficult opponent every single time that I play. And that will, I think, really shape how Roberto is kind of playing. I may have to go with a fourth pitch rather than going with the 3 that I have right now, that I'm just trying to continue to work up and make those really solid pitches before I introduce the 4th. But if I'm starting to see that the opposing teams are really starting to understand how I end up pitching and they start adjusting to it early on, yeah, we'll have to maybe introduce that 4th one. Oh, man, that would have been really cool if the third baseman would have been able to get the throw out at first. But with that base hit, I'm going to try and keep things low as much as possible to try and force that double play. We'll see if I can do it here as Logan Davidson now comes up to the plate. Of course, though, if I'm in an opportunity to get the strikeout, I'm going to be selfish and go with that. But looking at where his hot-cold streaks are, it's basically all blue. So that gives me free reign to just about throw anywhere. See, I saw that 0-3 and said 3 rain. But it's a rainy day. This might be the first time I've pitched in a rainy environment. I had always wondered, and I don't know if there's anything that has been proven. I mean, and I haven't really looked at it too much, whether or not this really impacts how the game ends up going if it is like a rainy type of environment like this. But another strikeout right there. So if we get the double play, we'll go ahead and end the inning. Not worried about it. We're up 4-0. So Midland is really struggling. Means I've got a really good chance of coming away with the win. That's going to be caught for out number 2. I have not allowed more than 4 runs in any single game that I have pitched thus far. And with 4 runs in the first inning, I'm wondering for Midland how their starting pitcher is doing from the standpoint of confidence. Are we going to be seeing some more runs here in the next inning, considering, yeah, they got one more. I was going to say, considering they're not pitching too well, I wonder if they went to the bullpen and made a change there. That one on the ground, and he's going to have to run back because once again, and I do better with this down the line, but goes over, touches first. I just keep forgetting that it is my job to go over there and just be on first base if the first baseman has to go away. And I think a lot of that was because I didn't really pitch much when I was younger. I was always a catcher, so like everything that happens behind the plate, that's kind of where my mindset is whenever I am playing this game. Ooh, comebacker. I'll go ahead and get the out there. Still have not had anything that has come back and really beamed him. which is something I thought was really going to happen very early on. I've tried to do what I can to get things like durability and stuff like that up through the purchase of equipment, but I feel like that Roberto is going to be injury prone at some point. We'll see. Bottom of the fourth now, it is still 5-0, so whatever Midland was doing to allow those runs, they've obviously made some changes, and now they're in better shape. We're going to go with the fastball high and inside. We're starting to see the velocity on that four-seam fastball really move up. It's 97 miles an hour now. I think we started off at around 95, and that's really come from the amount of strikeouts that I've really thrown with that one, because that seems to be the pitches where they're swinging and missing at it the most. It seems like when I go with the first pitch and it being a fastball, I don't see as many attempts to try and just demolish it. It's usually like right here, 1-2 count, high and inside. Unless it is close, swing and a miss. We just blow it right on past them. Strikeout number 3, which when you take a look at the averages that I've had over this season, or I guess this series with Roberto, I've been getting around 1.3 strikeouts per inning, I think, somewhere close to that. So I'm actually lower than average today when it comes to the strikeouts. We'll see what I can do, though. Plenty of baseball ahead of us, and I feel like that I'm going to be in the game for quite a while, because in the last game I only pitched 6 innings. I threw a number of pitches, obviously, but just only throwing 6 and not really being pushed too far. I think I came into this game with a lot of energy. Looking at where I am, too, I'm feeling good. I think in this episode, too, right before it, I ended up acquiring some additional equipment for Roberto from the community store, so that probably plays a pretty significant difference with how I'm going to be pitching from here on out. In fact, I'm pretty sure that I did, because once I only went 6 innings, I'm like, I got to do something to change that stamina. I got to up it somehow. Well, that one goes foul. We're going to try the 12-6 curve. See if we can get the strikeout. Whoa. He's not happy with that one. Swing and a miss in a big way. Oh, yeah. I've definitely got a lot more energy this one. Yep, stamina has changed because of those purchases that I made. That's going to be very helpful. Except for the fact that I could have done more to increase the home runs over 9 innings, because there we go, giving up 1. Not cool. But as I was saying earlier, we've got plenty of padding here in the game to allow this type of stuff. Still have got the lead by a large margin. Last time I remember looking, we had 5 runs, and we still do. I was like, maybe there was something that happened previously, but no, we're 5-1. So we're up by 4 runs. I don't think I'll necessarily be pulled or anything like that right here. I mean, this was a fluke, and as many times as I have allowed some deep fly balls, I mean, there's just going to be some that go over the wall like that. So I'm not getting too worried or frustrated or concerned in any way about that, and I don't think we're necessarily going to repeat it here for the game. Ooh, right fielder almost got there. So yeah, no, we're doing good. We're doing fine. I still feel like this has been a pretty successful outing for Roberto, despite giving up that home run. We'll see what we can do to try and finish this game out, and I am curious when they're going to pull me. Speaking of Roberto, one of the things that just popped up for Edwin Diaz was it gave a good indication of where he's at as far as all-star voting. I'm really happy with Roberto right now and where he is, specifically because he's leading for starting pitcher. So if he makes a start, that'll be really cool. I'm curious with what will happen as far as the attribute perks, if there's any at all. Because when you are in an all-star game, you're not in the game for that long. I remember it being like 2 or 3 innings or something like that as a starting pitcher before you end up getting pulled. And so I think it was to compensate and also reward you for being in the all-star game. You got a little bit of a boost. I think it was like 2 times or something in the past. But that was in a very different format for Road to the Show than what they do now. where they would give you points basically based off of what you did. So like if you had a really, really long at-bat, you would get 1 point for every pitch, which would obviously accumulate with some other things too, like if you got a base hit, if you made solid contact and stuff like that. But since they've gone to this new system and away from a numerical-based increase of attributes for you to just go spend on whatever you need, or however you want to build yourself up, I don't know necessarily how that's going to work. We're going to have to wait and see. Actually, with what I said at the beginning about feeling like that Roberto is not going to be in the AA much longer, or in AA ball much longer, we'll see if I even make it to the All-Star game. I think it's a very real possibility that I do not make it. We'll have to see. 0-2 count, not swinging at that 12-6 curve, which has been absolutely redonkulous when it comes to people swinging at those pitches that are way outside of the strike zone. See, that's what I mean. That one was even in the dirt. But the throw over to first is good. Get there just in time, so I get all the perks of that strikeout. I do get a little nervous whenever there is a drop third strike like that, just knowing that my catcher doesn't have the same attributes that you're going to find in the majors. It's like, okay, what if he's like really, really bad at arm accuracy and he just throws it into right field and I miss out on it? But, oh well. Bottom of the sixth, still 5-1. We've got that one out, 1-1 count. The delivery. Ooh, he wanted that one. Good thing that I did not put that in a place where it could hover right over the heart of the plate. That one would have been just absolutely destroyed. Now I'm starting to see here at 64 pitches, this is when we're seeing a major decrease in the overall accuracy of the pitches that I am throwing. But we'll keep going. Just play smarter. I feel like he could have gotten over there and gotten it. Maybe a dive or something like that. This might be a little too high, but it doesn't matter. He swings at it anyway. I kind of have like a little area in the corner where I like to be able to put the ball. And that one drifted away, but it doesn't matter. Strike three, I'll take it every time. Anytime it's a swing and a miss. All right, that was 7 strikeouts now in the game for Roberto. It'd be nice to be able to break double digits here. Terrible attempt there to hit the ball. That was outside of the strike zone. It looks like he barely got a piece of it. And that is the last out. 7th inning, we're up 7-1. Yep, I'm getting the W here. I'm going to get a little cocky, maybe overconfident when it comes to how this game is going to end. But just seeing them put up 6 runs, that's going to be pretty hard for the Rockhounds to do, especially against me. No, I feel like if we bring others in from the bullpen, I think they'll be able to get the job done here too. All right, 0-2 count, and I think that's been one of the biggest success stories, not just for this game, but also just kind of all season long here, is how I've been able to get up ahead in the count pretty early, so that way I can throw pitches that are somewhat nasty to get those strikeouts. Now that two-seamer, that just landed right in a good spot, and I don't throw the two-seamer much on a strikeout opportunity, because I've noticed of all the pitches that I throw, the two-seamer is the one that the AI seems to connect with the most. And if I want to try and get those strikeouts, that's why I'm usually going with the four-seamer or the curveball. But I guess it'd be good to mix it up every now and then. You know, if there's any pitch that I'm going to have to work on outside of these games, you know, when you get the opportunity to go to the bullpen or work on your other attributes and just get the automatic boosts, I think the two-seamer will definitely be the pitch that I kind of work on there. Seems like well, at least for the velocity of the four-seamer, every time that I get a strikeout or a swing and a miss, that velocity increases. And when it comes with the break of the 12-6 curve, we're seeing that on strikeouts too. But I would like there to be a very significant difference in the overall speed between the 12-6 curve and the four-seamer. Just to make it a little bit tougher for him. I would want a ridiculous break over any type of velocity. So I'm glad that that I'm not building up the velocity too much for the 12-6 curve, but that will probably come over time, just kind of as a natural thing. But I know that's not one of the things I'm going to work on. Now, you could tell me, though, and I'd be interested on your guys' feedback, whether or not that's even a good idea. Like, is there a real perk to having a fast 12-6 curve? I mean, still, I want the epic break, but is velocity really going to matter? All right, the count's full. You can see there have been 8 pitches this at-bat, which is comprising a little over 10% of my overall pitches. That's going to be 9 as I end up walking him. And, you know, with us up by 6, I think I'm going to get a longer leash here when it comes to this game. I'm not concerned. Yeah, never mind. I'm getting pulled right here. I can finish the inning, man. I can't fight with the coach. All right. Well, we're going to go sit down here. Overall, pretty good game going up against the Midland Rockhounds. Jack Anderson coming in. Yeah, look at that. 325 against righties. That's not good. But like I said, I still think I'm going to come away with one. We'll have to wait and see. But as that's going on, I want to thank you guys for watching this episode. Remember, there is more to come later on. So make sure you guys subscribe and hit the bell icon so you can be notified when this and the other series that I do here on this channel end up coming out. Also, definitely want to remind you guys about Patreon. The link to that is in the description below, and that is a great way to be able to help this channel to grow and to help support me. Your guys' donations there are really appreciated. Also, you'll find in the description a link to the Dunbar Snack Bar Discord. Drop by, say hi, and all that stuff. So if you made it through this video, congratulations. I appreciate it very much. I always like seeing who has kind of stayed through this. So for this episode, in the comment section, put paper plates, just so I know who has ended up watching it. That's really cool, and I will definitely respond in the comments to that. So thanks you guys for watching again. I appreciate it. Until next time, I hope you guys have a good one.